Welcome everyone to Abhidhamma study. We are now at class 18. We are going to learn mundane consciousness, Lokiya Citta, 81 of them today. Our teacher is Venerable Paṭipatti Lingara. We're joined by Venerable Paṭipatti Lingara today, and today is January the 18th, 2023. It is in terms of Buddha Tatana year, Sasana year is we have passed 2,500 years. So we are very lucky to be here today learning Abhidhamma together. So we just did revision and discussion before Monday arrived. And this is the Zoom join in information, ID and passcode for those of you who are still watching us on YouTube. Without further ado, Monday, please lead us to chanting Namo Tassa together 3 times.
Okay, let's pay homage to the Buddha, reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Monday, please teach us mundane consciousness, Lokiya Citta 81, part 1. Thank you so much, Monday.
Okay, welcome to Abhidhamma class. Today we are going to study mundane consciousness. Mundane consciousness in Pali, Lokiya Citta. Actually, we have done already part by part. And so, as I said in this last class, we need to review to make sure that you understand and remember. That you understand after that, and you don't remember, and later get confusion again. So sometimes some parts memorization is very nice. If you can recite the text, oh, beautiful. Yesterday I met one of my friends, the Vietnamese Bhikkhu. He said, oh, I heard you can recite the Abhidhamma Sangha test. The whole, oh yeah, because there is even our novice are doing that. So he's surprised how the novice can do that. Actually, it's not really difficult. Even the novice at the beginning for our system, memorization comes fast. There's actually the best way, as far as I understand, understanding fast, then trying to memorize. Become quite easy. But unfortunately, most of our traditional learner, they start from memorization. Before understanding, they try to memorize all the Pali texts. And the teacher, after, have you ever studied and can recite? Okay, and then they explain like this. So at the beginning, it's very hard because we don't know what is the meaning of the text. But anyway, we could do that. Even when we could not understand the text, and we can recite and we can memorize. So now you already understand. You already many information already collected in your mind, and in combination with the word, Pali word, and if you keep some Pali vocabulary, and you can do that easily. So, okay, so if you cannot memorize the text, at least you can remember the name. What we are talking about, the unwholesome consciousness in English. What is the Pali name? Can you bring anyone?
Akusala.
Right, thank you. Akusala Citta. Yeah, if we say the unwholesome consciousness, if we say consciousness, we should add the word Citta. And also, what about the rootless consciousness.
Ahituka.
Ahituka.
Ahituka Citta. If you are talking in Pali, yeah. If Ahituka Citta. For Myanmar, we use the ahit. Yeah. Ahituka and ahit. And what about the sense pure beautiful consciousness?
Kama Vajra Dobna.
Okay. Kama Vajra Sovana Citta. Kama Vajra Sovana Citta. Right? Yeah, because some of our learner already study in Burmese, and that name already used to. Then, if come to the international Pali pronunciation, they're quite hard again. But even for bhikkhus, those already familiar with the Pali, if they come back to the international pronunciation, it's very hard to pronounce correctly, and some parts correct and some parts go into our normal pronunciation, or common pronunciation, go to the Myanmar way. Okay, it doesn't matter, and if you practice and later you become fluent international pronunciation. And then what about the five materials pure consciousness?
Rupa Vajra Citta.
Okay, and what about the immaterial pure consciousness?
Arupa Vajra Citta.
Yes. What about the greed-rooted consciousness?
Lobamula Citta.
Right, good. Okay, so now, so far you understand the meaning, and also you can memorize some name already. So let me explain a little bit about the mundane consciousness here. And here, mundane consciousness, we call the Lokiya Citta. So the word Lokiya comes from the Loka. Loka plus Iya become Lokiya, like this. So if we try to remember or understand the Pali name, and the Pali name has the specific meaning, and each part, each part bring more information and coming together and form to express another meaning, like this. So Loka and Iya become Lokiya. Loka reference to the world. World actually is referring to all existence, not only human world. All existence, awful state, human world, and Deva, Brahma, all are included under the name of Loka. That's why if we classify into different types, we come in the Kama Loka, like this, Rupa Loka, Arupa Loka. It's easy. So by the word Loka is referring to the plane of existence. Lokiya, okay, only Iya. Iya have a different meanings. You cannot identify it's called the suffix. Yeah, suffix. The suffix is present in different types of different kinds of meaning, different meaning. And so with the Iya here, Iya mean where something happened there, something happened there, Lokiya. But here we refer to the consciousness. So consciousness arise in the world, or like this, related to the world. The plane of existence is called Lokiya. So can you say the exceptions? Now we are talking about the Lokiya 81. So what about the remaining? How many consciousness remain to study?
8.
8. Okay, because we have all 89 consciousness only. So what are the remaining 8?
Lokuttara Citta.
Right, Lokuttara Citta. They are also Loka and Uttara. Loka and Uttara. So going beyond the world, going beyond the existence, plane of existence. It's called the Lokuttara. Okay, so Lokiya consciousness now, they arise in the world And also we can see some of them cause to arise in the world, and the life in the world, in the existence, caused by some specific consciousness or karma. Okay, we will talk that in this lesson. Here, because in Buddhism, the cause and effect relationship is very important. On the other hand, we can say that karma and result connection. If the karma being the cause produce the resultant is resultant, so the life is continuing. So we, for ourselves, we were born as a human being because we have the karma. Can you identify any group of karma here? Which one caused us to be reborn as a human being here? In this slide?
Unwholesome.
Oh,
No, sense fear, beautiful,
yeah.
wholesome, or resultant.
Yes. Okay, here sense fear wholesome is our karma. Maybe it's sometimes the with the knowledge or without knowledge, it doesn't matter. We can say the sense fear wholesome karma, because this is human beings. Human being is the life, beautiful, included under the group of beautiful life. So beautiful life can be produced by the wholesome only. Because unwholesome karma, they produce in the woeful state. Or the animal, or the hungry ghost, beta, like this. For them, we can say their cause is unwholesome. Or human beings and some deva. Okay, so deva, we can say deva, the cause are wholesome, sense fear, wholesome. And for the Brahma, so 5 material sphere, wholesome. So as I mentioned in the previous lesson, so after the attainment of first jhana, the attainment referring to the Putrajana and the Sikha, because the train is specifically wholesome consciousness rise. That wholesome consciousness is considered as the cause, the karma, and produce the resultant that become the Brahma, and be reborn in the Brahma. So first jhana cause to be born in the any of first jhana, right? Like this. So in material sphere, consciousness also the same. So wholesome is cause and resultant is result. So kusala and vipaka. So as long as we could not remove or we could not eradicate our defilements. So wholesome get the opportunity to produce its result in respective realm of existence. So here, cause and effect. Okay, so we already explained altogether how many karma.
Wholesome 12 and sense fear wholesome 8. 20 karma.
So here, this is the column to explain the karma, right? Basically, we can classify akusala karma and kusala karma. Here, akusala karma 12 and kusala here, because we are talking about the mundane. So mundane kusala 17. Altogether, how many karma?
29.
Yes, you got it. 29 karma. So 29 karma, they are, the exception coming here. Uddhaja sahagata. Yeah. The consciousness associated with the restlessness, which is called the Uddhaja sahagata. Uddhaja sahagata. That consciousness cannot produce the rebirth, any of the resultant at the moment of rebirth linking, descending. If we say it cannot produce Paṭisandhi, it means it cannot give the life to be born in any place. So except the akusala, but still it can be considered as a cause because it can produce the resultant during the life of existence, during the time of existence. So after being born, before we die, we live in the life. At that time, that akusala can produce its result. That's why still it is considered as a karma. So among the 29 karma, the 28 can produce rebirth linking, Paṭisandhi. It means 28 can produce the life in a cause. It can produce the life. Okay. So now if we say among the 81, what is 81?
Lokiya Citta.
Right, Lokiya Citta, mundane consciousness. Among the 81 mundane consciousness now, we can find 29 cause, 29 karma. Or we can say, 28 karma to produce the life, like this. Okay, when the life starts, at the moment of Paṭisandhi, at the beginning of any life, is called Paṭisandhi. The Paṭisandhi is the moment of resultant consciousness. So let's see the classification of resultant consciousness. So here, unwholesome resultant consciousness, where can you find? In which group?
Ahituka.
Right, Ahituka consciousness. So unwholesome resultant and wholesome resultant altogether we got the 15 resultant in Ahituka, right? So here 15 it would be here because this age is, although Ahituka rootless, but it is still produced by the wholesome consciousness. That's why I connected with the sense pure wholesome. So wholesome, rootless, resultant. It means not wholesome, actually resultant, but produced by the wholesome. To identify or to differentiate with the sense pure resultant with roots. So this also produced by the wholesome. Produced by the wholesome, but in the Abhidhamma Lecture, the name is given the Mahavibhaga, because this is Mahakusala, this is Mahavibhaga. So by the name, you can take a note here. And on the other hand, we can call this one Mahakusala, how we can call is Kamavachara Kusala. That is Kamavachara Kusala. And for the Mahavibhaga, Sahituka. Yeah, here we need Sahituka because here rootless is there. You see the Ahituka. That's why if we want to call this Ahituka Kamavachara Vipaka, because if we say that, Kamavachara Vipaka, like this, Kamavachara Vipaka, these all are Kamavachara Vipaka, right? But here, okay, still we can say, Akusala, I don't mean Akusala, I mean Kamavachara Kusala Vipaka. Okay, still have the two group, right? Rootless and with roots. Ahituka and Sahituka, to make sure we are referring to the specific group of their sense pure, beautiful result produced by the wholesome. Yeah, so we can give the Sahituka Kamavachara Kusala Vipaka. Okay, now we got. Yeah, this is the way how we can identify the consciousness by the group or by the individual consciousness. Okay, up to now we understand, although akusala consciousness try, it can produce only, the 7 resultant. Now for the sense pure wholesome consciousness, it can produce 16. This is very clear table. If you can and study through this table, you already make sure you understand. Then for the others consciousness is not difficult. 5 material sphere wholesome consciousness produce the 5 material sphere resultant consciousness as a result. So here also first jhana, as I say, the 5 material or immaterial, they are jhana. And so still I may check there. How many first jhana consciousness?
5.
3.
3, right? 3 all are in 5 material sphere. So among the first jhana, how many wholesome consciousness?
1.
Yes. So okay, here, if first jhana consciousness is a cause, it means for the ordinary person, Puthujjana, or trainees, Sikha, if they practice samatha meditation, concentration meditation, when they attain the jhana, at the beginning, the first one is called the first jhana, because he is Puthujjana or Sikha. Kusala consciousness arise. That's why that is kusala consciousness, first jhana kusala. It produces the same types of the resultant. We call the first jhana resultant consciousness. So Paṭamma jhana kusala, it produces Paṭamma jhana vipaka. Oh, so what about the kriya? So as you know, kriya arise in which individual?
Arhata.
Arahat.
Arhat.
Arahat. Yeah. In English, they spell just arahat. Yeah. In Myanmar, we call the yahanda. It's similar to that. Is okay. So for the functional consciousness, we just put aside. Okay, similar to the wholesome, just different. It arises in the arahat's process. Because it arises in arahat's process, it will not produce this resultant in the future life, because arahat does not have future life. So this is the difference, wholesome and functional. Okay, now first jhana, wholesome produce first jhana resultant in this way. But you know that, as I mentioned, there's no fifth jhana plain or existent. For the plain or existent, there's no fifth jhana I will identify here. But still we have the fifth jhana. That's why we need to make sure that you understand the plain or existent and the jhana, they become different, but they have to combine together. Okay, so now you have to take a note here. The wholesome kusala produce resultant, respective resultant. Okay, we will make sure that. And for the immaterial sphere wholesome, this is very clear. And resultant, the same resultant, akasa nanjayarana, wholesome. The result must be akasa nanjayarana resultant, because they connect in each other cause and effect relationship according to their level of the jhana. Okay, so now we got the 29 karma, and how many resultant here in Lokiya? This is all Lokiya. Are you counting?
32. 32.
Yeah, 32. But in Myanmar, we study, as I mentioned before, we study at night. We call the Nyawa, night study. Night study referring to this, especially emphasize on that kind of number. But we bring by the name, the Pali number system. So here, Lokiya Kusala, we call the Satta Rasa. Satta Rasa. Satta is 7. Rasa is 10. Satta Rasa is 17. Like this. Lokiya Kusala, Satta Rasa, Lokiya Vipaka, Patinsa. Like this. Patinsa, Pat referring to, is come from Dwi, so 2. But Tinsa is 30. So Patinsa is 32. So we usually recite the Lokiya Kusala, Satta Rasa, Lokiya Vipaka, Patinsa. So we don't forget about that. We don't forget. We always remember, okay, at the time, what is the Lokiya Kusala? What is Lokiya Vipaka? Anytime we know, we easily remember because we practice that with this Pali in numbering system. we're trying to memorize. And yeah, anyway, if you take a note here, 32 is okay. This is Lokiya Vipaka. Okay, if we narrow down, sense pure Vipaka, how many sense pure Vipaka?
23.
23, right? We got 23 is called the Te Visa. Te come from T is 3. Visa is 20. So Te Visa 23. So Kama Vipaka, we call the Kama Vipaka Te Visa. So in this way, we try to be a part in Abhidhamma. The number are also very, but actually we are not good at the math because we didn't learn. Or we just learned the Abhidhamma with the number. Okay, so here Te Visa 23 altogether with the 9 Mahagada supreme. What is that? The Mahagada. What we call Mahagada?
Sublime.
Sublime, yeah, sublime Vipaka 9 altogether. 32.
32.
Yeah, 32. Okay, you have to count it like this. Okay, Lokiya Kusala, because Akusala is another aspect. So Akusala 12, Lokiya Kusala, yeah, 17. Okay, Lokiya Vipaka 32.
32.
Yeah. Okay, for Kiriya, there's no Lokiya or Lokuttara, or the same, because okay, so the same. So can you bring, anyone of you can bring the number of the Kiriya Citta in Lokiya? Okay.
20.
20. Very nice. Very good. So where can you bring?
3.
In Akusala?
3
No.
from.
Okay, 3 from?
3 from rootless.
Rootless.
And
I
8
have
from.
3.
8
Yeah.
from
Sense sphere.
sense
Okay,
sphere.
11.
And 9 from
9 from
Mahagada.
Mahagada.
Sublime, yeah, like this. So all together 20. So just it never change. And Lokiya or Lokuttara, there's no Lokuttara. That's why if we include Lokuttara, we call it in all consciousness. How many functional consciousness? If we call 20. How many Lokiya Kiriya? Or 20 is the same, right? Okay, only when if we talk about the how many Kama Vachara Kiriya. Kama Vachara is sense sphere, right? So how many Kama Vachara Kiriya?
8.
11.
11, sorry.
Right. I hit to 11. So in this way, if we are practicing and if we are talking in conversation, we can remember. Very useful, because if you want to continue learning the advanced level of Abhidhamma, like Yamaka or Patana, better to keep this number in the mind, and better to keep the classification in memory. It's better. Otherwise, you go and check here. After that, the number move on to this Chitta or somewhere you go there, and they're very, very busy. And so if you are keeping this information in mind, you don't need to go to check. You can bring anytime. Okay, so here, this is Gamma, already said, the 29. So here, rebirth. As I said, the rebirth and the resortance are already linked. Without resortance, there cannot be rebirth. Only asanya satta. There's no consciousness at all. Okay, so some resort are during the course of existence, as I mentioned here. Udaja Sahakada only produced during the course of existence after rebirth moment. And the other have the both sides. Sometimes they produce the rebirth linking moment. And sometimes during the course of existence in the life, good and bad. So bad come from this cause. Good come from this cause. Okay, so let's move on another next slide here. So these slides are not difficult. We already mentioned here. And and rebirth linking. So if we identify the resultant in rebirth linking and resultant during the life year, in the awful state, rootless rebirth linking, we call the rootless rebirth linking. In Pali, Ahetuka Paṭisandi. Rebirth linking in Paṭisandi. If you already print out, just take a note here beside it and the Pali name. Ahetuka Paṭisandi. So Ahetuka Paṭisandi is produced by which karma?
Unwholesome karma.
Right. Akusala karma, unwholesome causes. Unwholesome, yeah. So generated by 11 only. Why 11? As I say here, the citta rooted in delusion whole, because this is moha mula, but accompanied by restlessness. So what about the among the two delusion rooted consciousness? The remaining one is what? Accompanied by what? Vicikicca, doubt. Right. Okay. So here, before that, when I explained the moha mula is a cannot produce like this. I make a mistake there, and the delusion rooted consciousness accompanied by doubt can produce rebirth linking, right? Rebirth linking and Paṭisandi. So here 11, because the delusion rooted consciousness accompanied by restlessness cannot produce at the moment of rebirth linking. But here during the life, it can produce its result. That's why generated by 12 become here. Okay, so if we identify by the specific consciousness to refer Paṭisandi, Ahetuka Paṭisandi in wholeful state, the consciousness is wholesome resultant. There must be resultant produced by the whole karma. Investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity. It's only one consciousness. Can you bring the group, the name of group belong to this consciousness? Ahetuka. Right, akusala vipaka, because this is produced by akusala. This must be in the ahetuka akusala vipaka consciousness. Akusala vipaka consciousness. Okay, so during the life, we already mentioned this 7 wholesome result, and this is the resultant consciousness in the ahetuka can be produced by, generated by the 12 unwholesome karma. Okay, out of the 7, only one can be rebirth linking. It can be different according to the form, elephants or dogs or birds, but their rebirth linking is the same types. At the moment, if we identify by the consciousness, they share the same types of consciousness. The beings in the hell or hungry ghosts, Pitta, they have the same types of rebirth linking, rootless rebirth linking. Consciousness is unwholesome resultant. Investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity. This consciousness performs the function of the rebirth linking. Function of rebirth linking. It is called the Paṭisandi Kicca, like this. We will study that Kicca, 14 Kicca, 14 function, very interesting in the chapter 3. So if we see something, it means the consciousness is performing the function of seeing. Now you are listening my voice. That is your consciousness is performing the function of listening, like this. So in this way, 14 functions and performed by the consciousness we will study. This rebirth linking is one of these functions. Paṭisandi. So Paṭisandi means connection, connecting or conjoining. So past life and this life conjoined by that moment, rebirth linking. In English also here, linking. taking the meaning of the Paṭisandi. Okay, so let's move on another types here. Come to the wholesome. So if we perform the wholesome, the inferior grade, inferior slower, and accompanied by two roots, okay, without knowledge, aloba and adosa only. There's no amoha referring to the panya. So at that time we call the root two roots, accompanied by two roots. But if when it is that wholesome karma is done, the former and the later process surrounded by the akusala, or at that time we call the inferior grade, not superior grade. That one produce the wholesome result, rootless rebirth linking. So if we come back to the Pali name, wholesome result is kusala vibhaga. Rootless is ahituka. Rebirth linking is patisandi. So we call the ahituka kusala vibhaga patisandi. Ahituka kusala vibhaga patisandi. So that patisandi, that life is produced by the kusala, pasti ahituka, like this. So this kinds is sometimes the human being, and sometimes the first Deva realm. What is the first Deva realm? Can you remember the name?
Chatu Maharajika.
Right, Chatu Maharajika. We can find only in these two realms of human and Chatu Maharajika, only this type of person. And this type of rebirth linking. So it is performed by the wholesome result investigating consciousness accompanied by equanimity. So just the difference is investigation same. The difference is wholesome result and wholesome result here. Kusala vibhaga and akusala vibhaga. Because this is produced by the kusala vibhaga, so here the cause must be wholesome. And another one, in the sensuous world including the human beings like this, human beings and Deva realms. Okay, it should be beautiful, sensuous, beautiful world. Yeah. A sense pure, beautiful, wholesome karma, 8 consciousness, it produces the result and age at the moment of Paṭisandi. Then, so if we count the during the lifetime, during the lifetime after Paṭisandi moment, so it can be 16. We already explained in the former slide. 16 consciousness produced by the wholesome karma that's generated by the 8 wholesome karma. Okay. Let's move on about the jhana. This seems very interesting. So this is to give information, to remind you about the 31 plane of existence. We started by this 31 plane of existence, sense sphere 11 and Brahma 20. So Brahma 20 also classified into 5 material sphere 16 and immaterial sphere 4. In the 5 material sphere 16, you see the first jhana realm, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, but there's no 5th jhana. There's no 5th jhana realm, right? Also here, each of these first jhana realm, second jhana, and third jhana have 3 subdivisions, but the realms are sharing the same level, although they are classified into 3 types. And for the 4th jhana realm, 7 types of existence are included. Here, the asanya great reward, vihapala asanya sata. After that, a pure abode called the Suddhavasa. Fine. Okay, so this already studied, so we will continue to explain about the cause and effect relationship in the 5 material sphere realm, Rupa Vachara, plane of existence, Rupa Vachara. So here, okay, so here for the realm, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, only 4. But for jhana, first, second, third, fourth, up to fifth jhana and fourth plane of existence, we have to join. If we join here, the first jhana, Paṭisandhi, the Paṭisandhi movement, if we refers to the Paṭisandhi movement, we have to understand, we refer to the life. Once Paṭisandhi start, the life continue. Maybe even if it is very short, a few minutes also, we consider is the life started by the Paṭisandhi. And in which moment? Life start in Paṭisandhi and end in
Suti.
Juti, right? Juti is called the death. Yeah, death moment. So if we refer to the Paṭisandhi, it means that it produces the life. So after the attainment of kusala, first jhana, and the resultant is the life in the first jhana realm. Maybe any of these three, according to the level. So if someone get the lowest one, lowest power, the median or the highest power. Okay, so anyway, first jhana wholesome produces the life in the first jhana realm. The first moment is called resultant. So identify with the resultant consciousness. So for the second jhana, it's a little bit complicated. If we study the sutta, it's explained directly to the second jhana and third jhana together. Because after first jhana attainment, vitakka and vichara are dropped together. It means reach to the third jhana level, similar to third jhana level. It means it's combined second jhana and third jhana. So in Abhidhamma, it's go for fifth jhana. So the second jhana and third jhana is very similar power, very similar power. Only vichara remain. Vichara, as I said, they're very smooth. So third jhana wholesome and second jhana wholesome and third jhana wholesome, both of them can produce the second jhana life in the second jhana, plane of existence. So one got attained the second jhana and the other got attained the third jhana. In the jhana level, we say, oh, they attained the different jhana, but next life they will reborn the same realm of existence. If we remember in this way, it's become easy. Okay, so second jhana and third jhana to be born in the second jhana realm. Okay, so if so, the fourth jhana will low down to the third jhana realm. The fifth jhana wholesome produce the fourth jhana realm. In this way, we can connect the five jhana classification in the Abhidhamma classification and fourth realm of the plane of existence after the fourth jhana. Now, it doesn't matter that if although there's no fifth jhana realm. Okay. So here, the three individual Anagami, Anagami, Palatana. Okay, so this I make mistake. I repeated this one again and again because I copy. sorry. So here Anagami, Palatana, because Megatana cannot be reborn. Right? Here you need to change Anagami, Palatana like this. And after the attainment of Anagami Metta, he become the Anagami Palatana. If he cannot attain the Arhata Mega, that life until he died as an Anagami Palatana. Then he reborn in the pure abode in combination with the power of the fourth jhana. Without fourth jhana, cannot. So Anagami, after the attainment of Anagami Mega, become the Anagami Palatana. If he died as an Anagami Palatana, and if he attained the fifth jhana, according to the Abhidhamma classification, fifth jhana, and he reborn any of the pure abode, five pure abode. So, and in that realm of existence, in pure abode, because there's no more. And if he reborn the lowest one, and he practice, see, if does not attain, if he could not attain the Arhata Magga, or die as a Nagami Palatana, then reborn in the second realm, that one. And if not, if he attain Arhat, no more life. If he could not attain, continue to the third existence, and cannot attain fourth and up to the highest one. So for the highest one, make sure is for sure he will attain the arhatship there, because no more reborn and also no realms to go up. That's why we call this one is Bhavaga. Bhava and Ega, the highest one, like this. So if we say for Arha, for the Anagami, being born in the pure abodes, pure land there, and they will finish their life there. They will not return to the lower realm of existence. And also there's a rule. So this is just for information. And the word is said that Brahma Loka Gata Hita Ariya Noba Pachari in the Pali. So if noble person reborn in the Brahma realm, they will not return. They won't return to this sensual realm. So if you have attained the Sotapanna level, and make sure you attain any of jhana in combination with any jhana, and you were reborn in the Brahma realm, and no need to come back to the sensual plane of existence. As you know, the sensual plane of existence is complicated, and the full of the suffering. Even if you are not suffering, you see the beings who are in suffering, in trouble. So not that happy. The better to be reborn in the Brahma realm with the Sotapanna level at least, and you will not return to the sensual plane of existence. If you don't like, you don't need to come back, and you just see the Brahma. All are beautiful, right? And okay, so this is the 3%. So okay, for here is Anagami Palatana. It should be Anagami Palatana. That can be that only that Anagami Palatana individual can be at the moment of descending. So for the higher 2%, Arhata Mega and Arhata Pala% Arhat, they cannot be at the moment of descending. At the moment of descending, because Arhata Mega moment, nobody descending. And for the Palatana Arhat already, so no more life. That's why, although we mentioned individual, 3 individual in the pure abode, but at the moment of descending, only Anagami Palatana individual. The other 2 can be during the life of existence. If they attain the Arhata Mega, no, that is Arhata Mega individual. After that, Arhata Pala individual. After the no more life. Okay. And this is how we can combine, we can join the jhana as a cause and the life in the Rupavachara realms. Okay. So we continue. Then here for Arupavachara is very easier. You know, if you remember the name, okay, Agasananjayarana, Vinyananjayarana, Akinchanyayarana, Nivasanyayarana. As I said in the former slides here, the cause and effect, you know, the wholesome and resultant is exactly the same. So this is the first one, infinite space, Agasananjayarana, Vinyananjayarana, Akinchanyayarana, Nivasanyana. So for the Arupa realm, there's some information we already explained, but I need to repeat it here. Each immaterial attainment, so if Kusala, only Kusala can lead for Kiriya, functional, no more life. Lead to rebirth into the corresponding realms. So wholesome and resultant. So this wholesome cannot produce the highest one, and also higher one cannot produce the lower one, the specific one they produce. And also related to the realm of existence here, because there's no materialities at all for the arupa realm and also arupa being, because they all are absent of the materiality. That is what we call arupa. Have to understand that. No, for the beings also, for the human being, we say that, okay, I have a mentality, I have materialities like this. Even Deva, although their physical body is very fine, so we cannot see, but still have the physical body. For the Brahma, they have, but for the arupa, for the rupa Brahma, they have. For arupa Brahma, totally absent, because here they has matter has been totally transcended, no more. Only the consciousness and Paṭivedha remain. So the being is there, the realm is there, but no materiality at all. You have to remember. Some are misunderstanding about this. They think, oh, without materiality, okay, there must be materiality, although we don't see like this. They are considering it is not correct according to Theravada Abhidhamma. So make sure there's no materiality at all in the arupa realm and also arupa beings. Only mentality. So if we say mentality, it is combination of consciousness and Paṭivedhas. Okay. Then so certain space. So here classify into 4. That's why certain space where the process of mentality happen. Space only. So being and plane. Okay. So we see if we calculate the aggregate. What is aggregate in Pali?
Khanda.
Right, khanda. So there only the mentality aggregates. How many mentality aggregates?
4.
4. Yes, among the 5 aggregates, 4 are mentalities. Right? Good. You remember. Yeah. I'm really happy to hear your answer like this. There. Okay, so let's continue. Some information here. I already explained that, but I just need to give some more information and about the consciousness, wholesome consciousness. Although it is considered as a cause, it cannot produce the rebirth. It cannot generate the rebirth because it is the weakest one. So weakest of the unwholesome. That one accompanied by restlessness. Uddhacca, Sahagata cannot produce the Paṭisandhi movement. So Paṭisandhi movement means cannot produce life. Yeah. So only 11. And also unwholesome resultant investigating consciousness. This is the what is there? We call the Apaya Paṭisandhi. Right? Apaya Paṭisandhi. So Paṭisandhi in woeful state is Apaya Paṭisandhi. Yeah, because if we talk about the Ahituka Paṭisandhi, also Ahituka Paṭisandhi 2. Yeah, 2. That's why if we so that we can make sure referring to the Paṭisandhi in woeful state. There's Apaya Paṭisandhi. And then I made mistake there and Ahituka Paṭisandhi. Okay, so all the beings like this. But that some beings considered as beta, but still they are 2-rooted or 3-rooted. Because in some story, Yakha, and they attain the enlightenment, they attain the mega of Pala, like this. At that moment, we cannot say they are Apaya Paṭisandhi. They are the Duhetuka or Dihetuka. If they get the the enlightenment, mega or pala, for sure they were born as a Tihetuka Patisandi with the knowledge they can attain. Okay, so for the during the life of existence, during the course of existence, after rebirth, all 12 consciousness, akusala consciousness can produce their results. And also another information is 5 material sphere war. You know, in the 5 material sphere Brahma, although they have the body, they don't have the sense of nose. You know, they don't get smell. They don't get the taste. Yeah. And also they don't know through touching tangible object. That's why 3 pairs are excluded. So nose consciousness 2, tongue consciousness 2, body consciousness 2 will not arise in the 5 material sphere one. But sometimes the Brahma also, when they see, when they look at the human world or the woeful state, they see no beautiful object. You know, there's people are having trouble, suffering, and when Brahma come and see, oh, you know, that is not beautiful to them. Although the resultant arise in the Brahma's mental process is produced by the akusala karma. That's why it belongs to the past group of rootless consciousness, akusala vipaka. Akusala vipaka, eye consciousness. If they hear the voice, it's not beautiful. You know, when they listen to the human world, you know, when they come to listen to the Buddha, and then on the way, they can hear something. The Mara is, you know, like this, doing something, or not beautiful voice. At that time, akusala vipaka, what consciousness arise? When they hear the
Tota Viññāṇa.
yeah, Sota Viññāṇa, right? So when they see, when they hear like this, but they don't get smell, you know, the human smell. But it is said the human beings are very smelly for the Deva. Actually, Deva get smell of human being very far from the human. Also, they get very smelly. But for yourself, maybe you make them the spray or like this, you know, very good smell. You may think that, but for Deva, there's a disgust, you know, that. So they don't want to come to the human being very often because of the human being disrupt them. And that's why better not to expect the device have, you know, that we rely on ourselves is the best. Because Deva themselves, when they come here and they suffer by the human smell. But for the Brahma, when they come to the human realm, they don't get smell. Very good, you know. For the absence of the sense, sometimes good, you know. But you know, when you lost your taste after COVID, it is not good. You cannot eat. But for Brahma, they don't get taste, good or bad. But they don't need physical matriarchy support of matriarchies, physical food. They don't need to eat. And they can enter to jhana and they can enjoy their jhana all the time because they don't have food. They don't need to search for the food. You know, the human beings searching for the food, cooking for the food, at least eating food. They spend a lot of time. That's when they have, you know, although their lifespan 80, 90, or 100, if we take off the hours of eating and business, like this, only a few remain. And so for them, it's good. No, how to say, the tongue consciousness and also body consciousness. Now, you know, the most of the part here are very cool, very cool. If you know this, the tangible object or very cold. But in the Brahma world, there's no cold and heat. The change. It means there's no materiality produced by the temperature there. Temperature there. That's why they don't feel cold or they don't feel really hot like this. It's good. Okay, so let's move on. Another slide. Okay, so then in this slide, I just want to emphasize the rebirth linking, the rootless rebirth linking. Actually, this wholesome resort on investigating consciousness, as I already mentioned in the previous slide. And okay, actually, this slide is not necessary. Yeah, no need. Okay, I will skip. Sorry. And just to identify here, this is whole food state, and this is the sensual world. The resultant during the course of existence can apply in all the sensual plane of existence like this. And okay, I think this is not included in your, sorry. And then I make the I have round. Yeah. I've shared the one. Okay. The round slide, yeah. Okay, got it. I hope you received the right one. Okay, this one. Have you seen in your slide this one? This slide in class now?
Oh, I think we have studied that. Long
Okay,
time
if
ago.
not, if I was wrong, I shared the wrong one, I will share the correct one. Okay, doesn't matter.
We have it, Bandi. We see that slide. Yeah.
Right? This one? Okay.
Which one, Bandi? Yeah, the Loka slide, we have it.
Okay, you have a Loka slide, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So this one I have to explain. As I mentioned, the Loka and ear together. So Loka and ear, here Loka, the wall. So the wall actually referring to the consisting of the a five clinging aggregate, which is called Upadana Khanda. So Upadana Khanda is Loka. And without the Upadana Khanda, we cannot say it is Loka. And okay, another word, Pali word, samsara. Samsara is the cycle of rebirth and death. During the life also included, because it is just between the rebirth and death. And that rebirth and death is only in the 31 plane of existence, which is considered as the full of suffering. Okay, so if we talk about the samsara, we have to conclude with the nibbana. So only samsara is endless. Rebirth, death after the rebirth again. And so it's continuous process of suffering. In the Paṭijasamuppada, Buddha said there, this is the Ewa Mettasa, Kevalasa, Dukkha Khandasa, Samudayo Hoti. This is only the suffering, heap of suffering. And Nibbana, this is succession of suffering. Succession. It does not mean the temporary succession. You know that sometimes people misunderstand the absence of suffering is Nibbana. Oh, which one? That. That when you're happy, you think you are not feeling sad. That's why, okay, this time I feel happy, no suffering. Is Nibbana? They're thinking, no, not at all. This Nibbana, the ultimate reality of Nibbana, referring to the totally cessation or Nibbana. But as we have discussed there, is quite hard to become the clear image of the Puthujjana mind, because we Puthujjana have never encountered Nibbana, never experienced about the Nibbana. Well, we have no idea at all. We just learn and we just talk about it. Okay, so the cessation of suffering, if you study about the cessation and the suffering and the cessation of suffering. So suffering is hidden in the cycle of rebirth and death, samsara. So as long as we are in samsara, we suffer, not nibbana. So to attain the nibbana, we must be out of the samsara. This, some are thinking of everlasting plane of existence with the happiness. Well, this is plane of nibbana. Like this, there's no plane of nibbana, right? Because all plane of existence are the place for suffering, samsara. Nibbana, there's no plane out of the 31 plane of existence. Okay, so the next one, the Lokiya Citta, so Loka and Uttara. So Loka is the world, referring to Upadana Khanda, and the Uttara, the transcendent. So transcendent, that the consciousness we will study in the next lesson, the Lokiya Citta, this lead to the liberation from samsara. Liberation from samsara, it means attainment of nibbana. On the other hand, you can say. Okay, so this is the Lokiya Citta. Then, okay, sorry, what is the one? Okay, it's come to the consciousness, right? Here we are going to conclude the consciousness in different level. We already studied this one. And consciousness, we start from the akusala, ahituka, and continue kama vajara sovana, come to the sovana level, beautiful. Then rupa vajara, arupa vajara, and the last one, Lokuttara. Like this. This is according to the classification of Abhidhamma Sangha. Abhidhamma Sangha, we refer to that. And if we classify beautiful and not beautiful, 30 and 59, this is all consciousness. So if we come here to the right side of the table, is come the column here, 81 mundane consciousness, Lokiya Citta. So this reach to the Arupa Citta. Arupa Citta, that's why we have to count all consciousness, including the Loka. So here, if we classify two types, Lokiya Citta into two types, Kama Vachara Citta and Mahagata. So Kama Vachara 54 and Mahagata 27. So Mahagata means Rupa Vachara and Arupa Vachara together. So here we already count the functional consciousness. 11 is for Kama Vachara, right? So altogether 20 functional consciousness, because here there is no functional consciousness in the Lokuttara. In the Lokuttara. So Lokuttara belong to only two groups of Kusala, wholesome, and resultant. So Kusala 4, resultant 4. Okay, let's see. You already counted. Here, the resultant 23. Here, Kama Vachara, resultant 23. So altogether 36. In the Lokiya, how many vibhaga? In the Lokiya?
32.
32.
32, right? So 9 and 23. And for the Lokiya Kusala, how many?
17.
17. And Agusala, 12. So Agusala and Kusala together, we call the cause, Kamma, right? 29. Then resultant. After that, functional. So in this way, it's no more difficult no more difficult here. And if you want detail, you go here. Akusala classified into 3 types: Lobha Mula, Dosa Mula, Moha Mula. Easy. And for the resultant collection, for the Kusala, there's no Kusala in the Ahituka. So we have to start from the sense sphere beautiful. 8, 5, 4. So here, 17, we got it. And with the Mega Citta as a whole sum, it becomes 21. Yeah, right? The number 37 or 52, these are, the Mega become 4 become 20 and 4 become 20 like this. I will explain in the next lesson. And if we count the resultant, and here, what are the sense sphere resultant 23? You can find here the unwholesome resultant 7 and wholesome resultant 8, like this. And with the Mahawipaka, so altogether 23. With the sublime Vipaka 9, so it becomes 32. With the Lokuttara Vipaka 4, here Phala is resultant. Right? 36. Then for functional, very easy. 3 in the Ahituka and Kiriya, Mahakiriya, and the Rupavachara, Arupavachara, like this. If you count in this way, and you become expert in Lokiya Citta. And the only thing is, the only 8 Lokuttara Citta remain. After that, you become expert in the consciousness. We are going to finish, the study of consciousness. At the end of the consciousness study, I hope you remember, the many things. As I said, are you ready for the classification according to the accompanying mental fetters of feeling? The mental fetters of feeling, there are 5 types of feeling here. I think I mentioned that 5 and 3, right? Here 5: Sukha, Dukkha, Somanasa, Domanasa, and Upekha. 5 types of feeling. So if we say 3 types of feeling, how we can do?
Sukha and Somanasa are combined.
Right. Sukha and Somanasa 1, and
Dukkha and Domanasa are combined.
Right. Just Dukkha and Domanasa are combined. And by the name of Sukha, by the name of Dukkha, okay. Sukha, Dukkha, Adukkha Masukkha, Upekha, okay. In this way, we call 3. Okay, so if we refers to the 5 types, so among the 81 or all, because we can count the how many Sukha here?
1.
Where you can find?
Rootless.
Right,
Wholesome.
rootless. Sukha is only 1.
Body.
And how many Dukkha?
1.
1, in rootless. So Sukha and Dukkha, if we classify into 5, referring to the Kaya Vijnana. Kaya Vijnana means related to the physical sensation. Physical sensation. That's why Sukha 1, Dukkha 1 found only in the Ahituka consciousness. Okay, Somanasa and Domanasa. Okay, here this is 62, mean altogether, right? Altogether 62. Okay, so forget about the 62. We need to count ourselves. We need to count ourselves. So if we count, my teacher always say to go, in the order of consciousness, starting from Akusala, Ahituka, Kamavachara, Sobana, Rupavachara, Arupavachara, up to Lokuttara, we go. This is the order of consciousness according to the Abhidhamma Sangha. So if we try to find the consciousness, specific consciousness, we should go through according to the order. It's very good system. At the beginning, okay, I remember the number or something else like this, but the to make sure the number is correct, we should go through the order. Okay, let's consider the Somanasa Sahagata. In the Akusala, how many Somanasa Sahagata?
4.
Okay, 4 only, right?
Yes.
And in the Ahituka, how many Somanasa?
2.
2.
2, yeah, 2. So we got 6 Somanasa. 1, 2, 6 Somanasa. And Kamavachara Somana, how many?
12.
12. So altogether, 6 and 12, 18. We can say Kamavachara among the 54 Kamavachara, right? Among the 54 Kamavachara Citta, how many Somanasa Sahagata?
18.
18, right, like this. So we continue that. In the Rupavachara, Arupavachara, you have to remember that what jhana are Somanasa in Rupavachara and Arupavachara?
Second, third, and fourth.
First jhana, second jhana.
First, second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, up to 4th jhana, the lower jhana are accompanied by the Somanasa. That is why altogether 12 again. Here 12 again, right? And first jhana 3, second jhana 3, third jhana 3, fourth jhana 3. Altogether 12 Somanasa. So with the sense pure Somanasa 18. So how many?
30.
30.
30, right? 30 Somanasa. And there's no here, no Arupavachara. In the Arupavachara, there's no Somanasa because all Arupavachara are considered as which jhana?
5th.
5th jhana. So 5th jhana accompanied by
Upekha.
equanimity, upekha, right? You remember. So here the number of 32, this related to the Lokuttara. So in the next lesson, you will understand. Okay, so if we talk that how many Somanasa Sahagata in Lokiya, if we don't talk about the Lokuttara?
30.
Or 30.
30, right? Okay. So here 62 is all. But to complete all, we have to study the Lokuttara. Without Lokuttara, you cannot. Okay, so Domanasa is clear. Where we can find Domanasa 2?
Dosa Mula Citta.
Dosa Mula only in the Akusala group. Domanasa 2 only. So Upekha 55 is including all, right? All. That's why we need to start from the beginning. So in Akusala, how many Upekha?
6.
6. For the Ahituka,
14.
14. You know, the Ahituka is very complicated. So 14 Upekha. So 20 we got. And to complete the Kamavachara, and we need to add this sense pure beautiful 12. So altogether, how many Upekha Sahagata in Kamavachara Citta?
32.
32 consciousness are accompanied by the equanimity among the 54, right? In this way. So if you practice this by this table, no worry for the feeling, classification according to the feeling. If you can study in this way, the third chapter, the first part of that chapter already done, just go through. And okay, so among the 27 Mahakata Citta, how many Upekha Sahagata?
15.
15, right? So here, fifth jhana 3 and Arupa all, so 15. With the how many here? 32 and 15. So Lokiya Upekha Sahagata?
47.
47. Yeah, 47. So with the Lokuttara 8 become 55.
55.
Right. Right. The counting in this way is a kind of fun, in the study of Abhidhamma, if you can. If you cannot, you lost the way. Oh, what are they talking? I always confuse the number. No. But you can practice, and next time you can have fun and study. Okay, here I think this also included there. And loba, dosa, moha, aloba, adosa, amoha, like this. Cause this. Okay, here. Okay, this finished, and yeah, loba, dosa, moha, aloba, adosa. This already explained. Yeah, you just need to need to see that these are the rules, 6 rules, and differentiation of the kusala and akusala. So among the 81 mundane consciousness, how many consciousness accompanied by roots?
71.
71.
Are you sure? Among the Lokiya?
Lucky. So, Lokiya, you
63.
63 only, right? So yeah, if you are going to take the text Abhidhamma exam, that you have to make sure the question is referring to which one. Yeah. So if Lokiya Citta only 63, with the Lokuttara 8 is become the 71. So Ahituka, you already know how many Ahituka?
18.
18. Okay. So the conscious now, Sahituka Citta also classify into 3 types: Ekahituka, 1 roots; Trihituka, 2 roots; Trihituka, 3 roots. Also, the individual born with the rebirth linking consciousness without the roots is called the Ahituka Pukala. Ahituka Pukala, right? And also those are Sahituka Pukala. Sahituka, there's no Ekahituka, because Ekahituka cannot be rebirth linking consciousness. That's why Trihituka and Trihituka only, but descending. Okay, so I think here are the roots, and I just want to share you can classify in this way: rootless, single root, double root, triple root. But this time I will not explain all. And also here Tihituka like this. After studying about the classification according to the roots, and we will come back here on this slide. So better to keep. Okay, so for today's lesson, I'm going to stop here, explanation, and we can continue to discussion. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Siana, for the lecture. That will conclude our lecture for today. I believe we will also stop streaming. For everyone who is attending the lecture through watching the stream, thank you for joining us today. We'll be continuing with the question and answer on the Zoom session. May all beings be wealthy, healthy, happy, peaceful. May we soon realize the eternal peace of Nibbana. Thank you.